Amazon has been gradually building its pharmacy offering and last month introduced in-office kiosks at One Medical locations for people to pick up their prescriptions right after their doctor's appointments. Starting in December, the kiosks will be available at certain One Medical locations in Los Angeles, and the company plans to expand it over time. Joining me now is Hannah McClellan Richards, VP of Operations for Product and Technology at Amazon Pharmacy. Hannah, welcome to TITV. It's great to have you here.
Hey, Akash, thanks for having me.
So let's talk about pharmacy. Can you give us a little bit of a very brief history of Amazon Pharmacy, where its origins were, and then talk about where it's ultimately going?
Sure. Well, Amazon Pharmacy, we acquired a company called PillPack out of Boston back in 2018. And then we built Amazon Pharmacy on top of that company, really probably got things going around the COVID era in 2020. And then we've just been on an exciting ride ever since. And so as of now, we've got pharmacy locations embedded in Amazon warehouses across the country. We can reach upwards of half of our Prime members right now with, delivery in less than 24 hours. So it has been an exciting journey, and the good news is we're just getting started, and obviously kiosks is a next big part of that.
So talk to me about kiosks. What ultimately was the vision here? And then I have a follow-up question, which is the future of kiosks, but I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. I think the keyword I would throw out is just access. And so Amazon Health overall is on a mission to improve healthcare access by removing barriers so people can just focus on getting and staying healthy. And the vision for kiosks is, it's a very exciting evolution in healthcare delivery that helps us bring that access vision to life. And so kiosks allow us to pull the pharmacy experience upstream directly to the point of care at your doctor's office. And that just lets us close a critical gap between patient diagnosis and treatment. You've probably experienced it yourself. It's just unreal how many obstacles there are today between a patient getting a prescription at their doctor's office and eventually walking out of a pharmacy with the medication they need to feel better. And kiosks are going to allow us to take care of that.
So let me ask you this. So when we go to our grocery stores, whether I'm not talking about Whole Foods, I'm talking about other grocery stores, there are pharmacies a lot of the time in those grocery stores. Are there any plans to bring pharmacies to Whole Foods? It seems easy enough putting a kiosk inside the Whole Foods.
It does, and I would say overall, we just want to close that gap and make it easier for customers to get the medication that they need. And so we are prioritizing anywhere, whether it's a doctor's office, a Whole Foods, could even be a third-party location, that we think this technology will allow faster access to medication to benefit patients overall.
So do you think I can expect to see the kiosk inside a Whole Foods in the near future?
I think that would not be a bad bet, but I'm obviously not allowed to speculate on what we're going to do in the future.
Okay. What about the same-day prescription delivery service? You launched that a while back. Are you planning to grow that? How is that business going?
Oh my goodness, we're planning to grow it. It's my life right now. So when we talk about same day delivery, what we do is we follow the backbone of Amazon's same day delivery, which is we have these sub same day buildings across the country, and we carve out about 1,500 square feet and we build a pharmacy within them. And in Q4 alone of this year, we are building 20 of those. So if and every time we put one in, then the metro area around that building gets access to delivery within hours, which is just super exciting given that today 1 in 4 neighborhoods across the country is considered a pharmacy desert. We see 30% of prescriptions go unfilled. The data is staggering in terms of how access to pharmacy impacts patient health and patient care. And so same day delivery, yes, we are, like I said, launching 20 more this year. And then that journey will continue next year and beyond. It's super exciting.
Can you talk a little bit about the size of Amazon Pharmacy right now in terms of revenue? How big a business is it?
We are growing aggressively, and I think at this point we've been super excited with how both adoption with our Prime customers and you don't have to be a Prime member to use it. And so while in some ways I would say it's probably small by Amazon standards, we're a big player and we're excited to be there.
And is it a profitable operation?
Is it a profitable operation? In the long term, we know it's going to be. This pharmacy is a tough business to be in, and at this stage, we're early in our early in our life cycle. I think, and so what we see here is we're obviously investing for the growth of this business, and we see that business model working, which is why we're continuing to invest in it.
So let's zoom out here a little bit. As you think about the pharmacy business at large, what do you think are some misconceptions that people have about the pharmacy business now that you've been spending some time in it? Whether it's the business side, whether it's the customer side, how people actually, the customer behaviors. What have you learned along the way that you honestly surprised you?
Wow, I think two things come to mind. Number one, it's not your pharmacist's fault, and I have so much sympathy for pharmacists today who are forced to be the interface between this very complicated seven-sided market industry and a sick patient, or worse, a parent with a sick child, who's trying to navigate it. And so and so I think having said that, I would just encourage everyone to be kind. If you're not using Amazon Pharmacy, if you're talking to a pharmacist in your local pharmacy, we're all doing the best we can. And this is where I think it's a reason that Amazon chose to go into this market to begin with, is we saw an opportunity to do what we do best, which is start with the customer, work backwards, and use technology and logistics to simplify and innovate in an industry that honestly hasn't changed much since the 90s. And the simplest data point I can give you there is we still have to use fax machines. Like, we have to do our job and communicate with doctors' offices and other pharmacies who may have a prescription that we need. And so, just to give you an idea of where we're starting, and so I do think that's one thing. But again, it's all good news. I think I've learned that taking a patient-centric approach, and historically, I think this industry has evolved in many times with the patient being the last person that was considered in the experience. And you just see that when you think about going to the pharmacy, like, you don't even know what you're going to pay for a medication before you get there. Like, what other
Right.
business you have to do that? And so I think there's a lot of optimism to be had out of the tough lessons that we are learning.
Last question before we let you go. We've
Okay.
seen lately, we've seen this longevity boom pop up. I mean, everyone is obsessed with this idea of how do I increase my health span? You've got the readings now on the devices, stuff like that. A lot of that also comes down to, hey, what sort of supplements, what sort of drugs can I take? We've seen documentaries pop up around it. From your perspective, how are you thinking about the longevity boom? Is this a space that you see Amazon Pharmacy tapping into at all in terms of what kinds of products you look to sort of build out?
That's a great question. I think we think a lot about, and just as a team, as we innovate and learn, we think a lot about quality versus quantity and how to get the most out of the years that you have. And that's where I think the reason that we started in primary care and pharmacy is it's just that is the root cause of living a healthy and happy and fulfilled life, is tackling and identifying any health risks early, and using technology and obviously things like medication delivery to get you to stay on your medications. And so I think personally, and I think I speak for Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon Health, we are excited about longevity, but we're way more excited about maximizing whatever years you have. And we do believe that primary care and easy, affordable, reliable access to medication are very simple but powerful keys to unlocking that.
Great. Well, Hannah, I want to thank you for the work that you're doing, and I want to thank you for coming on the show. We hope to have you on the show again soon.